Hello? Hello. So, it is Thursday, October 10th. I didn't end up filming yesterday. I did edit the video for our first reading vlog in spooky season and posted that. I went to a new library. I tried a new coffee shop. I went and did 2 dance classes. She was busy. We had things going on. Now I'm sitting in my car because I had like 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes left of the, sorry, hold on guys. Of the epilogue for When He Was Wicked. So I wanted to finish it and I had a little smoothie bowl. And so I was just sitting in my car eating it. And then I started to feel kind of sad, to be honest. I thought the epilogue was really nice. I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but I gotta be careful. Okay. I thought the conversation was a good one. I liked the storyline. I really like Francesca and Michael. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars for When He Was Wicked, about the same that I gave Penn and Colin's Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. I did feel like, I think the same thing with romances is there are some times where I'm just like, oh, get on with it. I kind of felt like I was rushing through it a little bit, but I think because like once they, I was just like, okay, let's do it now. But overall, I really enjoyed their story. I like Francesca a lot. So I'm looking forward to her season. I hope it'll be as good as this book. I think Michael might be my favorite guy. Although he gets a little haughty. But I don't know. Anywho, so we're done with that. Which means we only have 1 book left to finish before we pick 5 new cards. And that is Dead Witch Walking, which I have made a little further into. Oh, but before we talk about that, I just want to say that last night I had to do a bit of timeline digging because Julia Quinn had me fucked up with this timeline, because this book, Penelope and Colin's book, and Eloise's books all take place around the same freaking time. And I was like, what? And it didn't make sense because they had mentioned that Francesca wasn't there, but it was like halfway through. I don't know. It was very confusing, and I'm still not sure that it completely made sense between the 2 books. But yeah, I had to do some timeline digging because I was like, the hell is going on? I thought that she was, and then it was, anyway, we figured it out. So, that is When He Was Wicked. I don't know. The only other book, again, that I'm kind of interested in picking up, is Eloise's. We'll see. They've been a fun time. I enjoy a little Regency romance. I do think that When He Was Wicked was a bit more saucy than Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. I thought that her and Michael were a little more saucy than Penelope and Colin. But that's all I have to say about that. But yes, so I am about 80 some odd pages into Dead Witch Walking. I'm liking it. I did a little digging on the romance because I had like a curious moment. I was like, oh, I didn't know this about this book, but it doesn't seem to be the case, which I'm kind of sad about. But then again, this is an older series, so I shouldn't be that surprised. Trying to be vague. Can we be vague? Yeah, so I'm liking it this far. I don't know. I started at the end of this book. I was just feeling a little emotional. I think it's because just like them talking about such a big family that they have, the Bridgertons, and I've kind of always wanted a big family like that. It just sounds nice. But then again, I know some people feel like being part of a big family is not so nice. I don't know. It just sounded kind of nice. And so I think that made me a little sad. It happens. But we have book mail that we have to pick up. So I'm going to put my stuff away, and then I just feel like walking outside and going to get my book mail. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I will check back in with y'all later, I suppose. Yeah. Mail. When he calls, I wonder will mail. Okay. Mail. I'm waiting on one more book, I think. Ugh. Oh my gosh, this box. Good Lord. Also, something I find annoying about the Bridgerton series, it's like, they keep saying like, my God, and they're like, don't use blasphemy, and I'm like, okay, how many times can we make this joke? How many times? Too many, if you ask me. Ooh. Isn't she pretty? I'm excited. Belladonna Blackthorn. This one we definitely have to finish because it takes place in October. Maybe the only book that takes place in October. And then we have Strange Beast. Ooh, this feels nice. Ooh. There's lots of little details in here that you can't see from far away. Our third card, which is a book that has been adapted for a movie or TV show, and that was When He Was Wicked. And it looks like I made a mistake. I still had one left, and that is a book with an animal companion. And I had chosen Rewitch for it. Whether or not there is an animal companion, I am literally just going off of the book cover where there is a cat. And hoping for the best. That's my update. I got super sleepy and kind of drowsy today. So, yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. But, probably read. So that's all I really feel like my brain can take today. So,
Keep on falling, falling through the
Hello. There we go. Hi. It's Sunday. Been a productive day. I've been doing chores. Made some breakfast earlier today. Shouldn't sound productive, but consider our weeks, I don't normally make a breakfast. And I also finished Dead Witch Walking last night. I had like 20 pages left. I ended up giving this book 3 stars. Not because I didn't like it, just because I liked it okay. Like, I liked it. It was fun. I will pick up the next one. I mean, I guess I've already committed, but like, I am looking forward to seeing where things go. I also really like some of the secondary characters. Rachel got on my nerves the first half of this book, and I am contemplating, probably will do a spoiler vlog on this particular book and the series just to continue on with that, because I kind of enjoy doing those. If you enjoy them too, let me know. But I think that's what I'm gonna do with this series as well, to kind of motivate me to continue to read them. So I'll probably do like 1 a month. I'm not in any particular rush, maybe 2 a month, depending on what that month is looking like. But I am intending on continuing with the series. I liked it. I think like the second half felt like what I wanted from the series. The first half felt like we were just kind of dealing with setting things up, and that was a little boring, but I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing where book 2 is going to pick up on Dead Witch Walking. I think right now Jinx is my favorite character, or her neighbor, Mr. Keesley. One of the two. I like them both. I also like Jinx's wife. She is adorable. So that's really my thoughts on these books, like a just in general thought. So the next book that we're picking up, because that was a book with forbidden magic, because Rachel in this book starts off the book working for IS, and part of her job is going after witches who like work in black magic and stuff like that. So that's how that completed this card. So our last card in our first 5 that we chose is a book with an animal companion. And for that one we are going to be reading Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. Little cozy witchy vibes. So this is about a witch who's about to turn 30, and I guess she has to do a trial to determine her worthiness to be a witch. So don't know what that's going to entail, but the trial takes place over the month of October, so I think this is perfect for a little spooky season vibe. So I'm excited to read it. You would have seen yesterday we had a very busy day. We went to a new brunch spot. We went and checked out an old house that they are renovating in Galveston area. They were doing like a ghost coast convention, so we walked around that house.
Then we went to a brewery that we haven't been to in a really long time that is over in League City, which is kind of like halfway between Galveston and Houston City proper. And then we went to the K-pop festival that is going on this weekend and discovered that there is this place called, oh no, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called, but it'll be in the follow-up videos. But essentially it's like a former post office that they've turned into this mall slash event space slash food court, and it's got a huge farm on the roof. And I mean, it's gigantic. We walked it, so you'll be able to see it. It was kind of dark, but it was super cool. Just we randomly stumbled upon it looking for an ice cream shop. Didn't know that it existed, so that was a really fun little treat. I gotta stop doing that. Pumpkin, are you not getting in the window? Hello. It is Monday, October 14th, and I have some reading updates for you. So I was listening to, I actually need to update this on my story graph while we're talking about it. I was listening to a Grim Reaper's Guide. No, I keep making it like Good Girl's Guide and then like, okay, no, but I'm not wrong. A Grim Reaper's Guide to Catching a Killer by Maxi Dara. So I'm currently reading that via audiobook, and I got, let me see here. I am 36% of the way through that book. Now, was it on my TBR? Nope. I mean, it was on my general TBR. Was it in those books that I listed? No. But I think we're just gonna throw that out because I am not feeling like dealing with these cards. They're not working out for me this go around. So we'll try them again another time, but as of right now, we're not doing that. But yeah, so I am 36% of the way through the book, and I'm liking it a lot more than I initially did. It took me probably like the first like 10 to 15% to really connect with the characters as much. Sorry, I just feel like I noticed that my skin was having some slight issues again, which is so annoying. It's like I can't win. But yeah, so I was struggling to get into in the first like 10-15%, but now that we've truly gotten into the mystery and the characters are kind of connecting, so Kathy is really connecting with the spirit that she's trying to help Connor, and we're getting to know her mentor a little bit more and just kind of uncovering some of the mysteries and trying to piece together why Kathy is so, I don't know, like why she feels like she doesn't deserve any happiness. We're kind of like delving a little deeper into that, which is kind of interesting because similar self-doubt is featured in Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood, which I am only about 36 pages into this book in total, and I'm having a hard time getting into it thus far. Like, it does have that same vein. If we have a character who doesn't feel like she's worthy of the things in her life and doesn't want to take too many chances and stick to her plan, which is to have a pretty, you know, scheduled existence and to not jump into anything because that might result in failure. And there are two ways to be, you know, to avoid failure. And one of the ways is by not pushing yourself, therefore you can never fail. or setting your goals so high that when you do fail, you can kind of fall back on the idea that your goal is too high. So we have both of our characters who are setting their goals very attainable goals because they don't think A, that they deserve the type of happiness that they want, and B, that they can achieve it, that everything they touch is going to end up in some kind of failure of some sort. It's kind of what we're getting with both the character of Kathy from A Grim Reaper's Guide to Catching a Murderer and Rewitched. And our main character here is Belle, or Belladonna. But yeah, slow goings thus far. I don't know if maybe I'm just not in the mood for like cozy, witchy vibes right this second, and I need something with a little bit more. So I might switch it up and see if that remedies why this is moving so slow. I almost hit myself in the face with this, why this is moving so slow, but we will see. Today, after doing this, I'm trying to wake myself up a little bit. We will be taking the pumps to get her annual checkup, get all her shots and everything like that. So we are all up to date in this household. So that will be a fun little time. I'll bring a book with me. I don't know how long this vet's office will take because this is going to be a new vet for me. So fingers crossed that this experience will be a pleasant one. Wish me luck. Hello? I'm trying not to disturb Pumpkin. She's sleeping. You can see her little foot here. I just finished Grim Reaper's Guide to Catching a Murderer. Oh. I just finished it, the audiobook, and I ended up giving it 4 stars. I gave it 4 stars because I did feel like the first third, I was a little bored. I had a little hard time connecting with the characters, but as Kathy and Connor's relationship grew and I saw where the author was going with building the relationship, I just really felt like it was a really sweet story. Oh my gosh, did you see that shake? It was from the construction near our house. So, it's so ridiculous. I can't wait till they're done. So yeah, I thought it was a really fresh take on doing like a paranormal kind of murder mystery story. Again, I think I mentioned when I first talked about this, maybe in my last reading vlog, but I loved how average all the characters are, except for Jo. Jo's not average. She doesn't seem average, but I love that Kathy and Simon are like some regular people with, you know, a beautiful little romance going on, a beautiful little love story, even if they were getting divorced. Like, it was just really a different way to conduct the story. And listen, don't get me wrong, I'm like most of the other girlies. I love my stories with the thirst trappy males and females and others and theys and thems all over the place. We love that. But I also really liked reading this story about people who were, I feel like it was like more like extraordinary, like ordinary people doing extraordinary things, which is a little closer to home, but with these extra elements. And I think there's a lot of, I don't really dip in the like cozy murder mystery genres that were like typical for a long time, where we do have, you know, some middle-aged characters or older adults as our main characters. I feel like any mystery that I've ever read has been more of a fantasy paranormal persuasion. So, and with that, I feel like we are just getting characters who are extraordinary because of the world that they live in. Very similar to something like A Dead Witch Walking, where, you know, they're normal in the emotional capacity, but their abilities are abnormal, and then their looks are above average. They're very good looking people because you gotta have sexy witches and sexy vampires. What are you gonna do? It's just the way that the world works, I guess. So I thought that was a really refreshing take on it. But again, I think the real star of the show for me was the relationship between Kathy, our Grim Reaper, and Connor, the spirit whose murder she's trying to solve. I thought their relationship was, it was so sweet and so lovely, and I think that's what's really pulled me through the story and kept me going as they really started to connect. I think as soon as they really started to connect as characters is when I was sucked into the story. So I think that it is worth the read. I love more of an original take. I thought this was really fun. I'm curious as to how the series is going to continue, because it did have, like, up in the art, which I'll put the picture here, and you'll see it says, like, wherever it is, I'll circle it or something, it does say a Scythe mystery. So I'm unsure if Kathy is going to continue to be our main character, if we're going to follow somebody else in Scythe. Like, how is it going to be, you know, how are we going to continue on in this series? I'm interested. I'm interested to learn more about it. So I will be picking up the next book in the series whenever it does come out. I'm going to go to a workout class, and I got to shower, come back, and then I have a meeting for Junior League because I am transferring to the Junior League over in the Houston area where I'm at, since I am no longer in Dallas. So that is going on. Also, update on Rewitched, which is downstairs, so we'll just go ahead and put the image of the cover here. I'm struggling through this one. I was hoping that, you know, it seems to me that I do have a first third of the book is a little slow problem going on lately, so I thought that might be the case. But I'm over 50% of the way through now. I'm gonna hold this so you don't shake. Let me see. Am I over the 50% of the way through? I'm almost exactly 50% of the way through the book. And I'm struggling. I am struggling. It took us so long to get to the meat and potatoes of the story, realistically. Like, right now, I don't know. And I don't know if I'll have an answer for you before I edit this video. So if I don't, I'll let you know the next one. But if I do finish it, which I doubt because my meeting's till like 9 today, so probably I should wrap this up here, honestly. Yeah, with the construction shaking everything. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this random reading vlog, feel free to give the video a thumbs up. And if you feel like sticking around for some more bookish and nerdish content, feel free to subscribe. I upload every Sunday and most Wednesdays. And in the meantime, I hope you read a good book. I hope you find some joy. And most importantly, I hope you do something to make the world a better place. And one day, I will get this outro right. I will see you in my next one. Bye.